This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Here at Gunderson, we want to support our employees. They're our greatest asset, right? And so when we offer this, we really show that we're investing in them and that we're here to help them grow.
If a student with an IEP is secluded or restrained twice in the same school year, the IEP team for that individual student is required to meet and consider ways to better address that student's needs.
Some veterans who maybe don't have a lot of money can bring their family up and spend a week, and they can take advantage of all the amenities that are at camp. So this ride and the money being raised for the rec center and other programs or anything that they want to do up at camp is just amazing, and the support that we've received so far has been wonderful.
Good morning. That was quite the cut.
Right.
Good morning, everyone. That was your morning eye opener. I'm Dua Esrar.
I'm Derek Sibley.
It is July 18th, 2023. We've made some improvements from the first hour. We now remember what day of the week it is.
Right, and we remember, what was it, the month or something like that?
Day of the week and the date,
that's
I think.
right.
We
Yeah,
thought it
something
was
like that.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
We were getting ahead of ourselves.
We
were
wish
just,
it was Wednesday.
We do. We're happy that it's Tuesday because we get to, wake up with everyone, but we
Right.
do wish it was Wednesday. Just get us closer to the weekend.
Right, exactly.
And the weekend is supposed to be warmer than today.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit warmer, and I'm tracking some possible thunderstorms this weekend. It's not going to be a washout by any means. In fact, I think our best chance will probably be on Sunday rather than Saturday. But let's get a check on those current conditions as what we're seeing here right now. And as a matter of fact, things are looking quiet. Just a few passing clouds moving in across the Coulee region this morning. Now, we may see some increasing clouds that could lead to just, a mix of clouds and sun, like kind of what we had yesterday, a little cloudy in some spots than the rest of us, but that's kind of what we're expecting here today in some spots. And there you can see those clouds there moving in. Current temperature readings in the 50s, 52 in Eau Claire now, so one of the cooler spots to the north, 55 in La Crosse, but it's much colder, however, in areas like Sparta. Currently at 43, Viroqua is at 54, and we're seeing 55 down in Boscobel. So here's a check on your overall planner. Looking at mostly sunny skies, temperatures warming up into the 70s by 11 o'clock this morning, followed by the 80s as we head into early this afternoon under those continued mostly sunny skies. And your allergy report today, pine and weed is low, mold is high. Same again as we head into tomorrow. Now expect the low pollen levels, but the high mold levels to continue for the rest of this week. So in other words, that forecast on the allergy report there, as you can see, looks very similar here over the next several days. I'll have a check on your full weather forecast coming up in a bit. Dua?
Thanks, Derek. Well, let's get to some news this morning. Jorge Campan and his son Kavi told a La Crosse County judge today their neighbor harassed and threw a rock at Kavi's brother. The neighbor's attorney said the two men ruptured his client's stomach to the point of needing surgery to remove some of his intestines. 16-year-old Kavi Campan was charged earlier this month for stealing a car and cat and driving the car into a river. Both men are held on $10,000 cash bonds. City of Mauston residents say their mayor just banned any form of criticism at city council meetings, and that might not be legal. City of Mauston Mayor Dennis Nielsen announced a document he created at the city's June 27th meeting. The new rules say public comments cannot be about personnel matters. They should not also be an attack on an individual, institution, or organization. Outbursts and side conversations among members of the audience are not allowed, and anyone being disorderly will be banned from speaking or escorted out by police. As a comparison, the city of La Crosse has similar speaker guidelines, but it does not have a clause about limiting an attack. The League of Wisconsin Municipalities outlines how state, towns, and cities conduct official business. They say speakers shouldn't be viewed as disorderly simply because they criticize the governing body or municipal employees. We reached out to the mayor last week about what constitutes as an attack and if means any criticism is banned. We did not get a response. No one is hurt after a car hit a La Crosse home and started a fire. The car hit the south side home and its gas meter, which caused the fire. The La Crosse Fire Department Battalion Chief says everyone had gotten out of the home safely before they arrived. Crews were able to contain the fire to the home's lower level. The La Crosse Fire and police are investigating the incident. For many folks in the Coulee region, getting to work is a routine, but for some residents in the town of Holland, it's anything but, thanks to a bridge closure earlier this year. News 8 Now's Michael Germain has the story.
It was early April when it was announced that the bridge was going to be closed.
Casper Cooley Road closed the bridge due to culvert failure.
Prior to the closure, we actually had one-lane access.
Folks in the surrounding neighborhood say detours are completely out of their way.
I'm taking the long way through a rural, windy, slow, dangerous road for 2.5 years, along with 40 other residents on this road. It's a big deal.
People in the neighborhood were using this bridge to go to work, leave their neighborhood, or even go downtown.
It definitely changes everyone's life on this road. How much time to get to work has changed significantly. Well, the road itself is windy. There's little to no shoulders on it, and the ditches are very steep.
People in the neighborhood are also concerned regarding the upcoming winter.
I would assume we're going to have some automobile wrecks on this road, maybe not, hopefully not serious, but it definitely changes everyone's life on this road.
The county advised bridge design proposals with a June 29th deadline. After a design is chosen, the design and construction begins. Construction on the bridge is expected to begin in 2025.
There's got to be a better solution. There must be some way to get this to go through faster.
Another anonymous source from the town of Holland says the town has been monitoring the culvert for decades and its condition started to get noticeably worse a few years ago. The source adds there will be another problem when the school year starts because the Holman buses won't be able to reach dozens of homes. Last month, the town board said it was actively researching options to open at least one lane across the bridge. We'll be staying on the story as it develops. Like many fields, the healthcare industry is facing a workforce crisis. According to the industry publication advisory board, the quality of healthcare will likely suffer without changes to staffing and care delivery. So Gunderson Health System is trying something new to avoid that problem. Gunderson has created a career development center. Employees figure out how they would like to grow within the organization, and then Gunderson's career development advisors help match them with resources to achieve their goals and hang on to the health system's staff.
Here at Gunderson, we want to support our employees. They're our greatest asset, right? And so when we offer this, we really show that we're investing in them and that we're here to help them grow.
Jackson says the Career Development Center helps people avoid burnout by creating new opportunities and unlocking new interests. La Crosse's Lincoln Middle School will keep its historic designation after an appeal from the school district. The La Crosse Common Council unanimously voted to support the Historic Preservation Commission's designation. The school district announced in January it was closing the school. The Washburn Neighborhood Association nominated the school building for historic preservation in May. The vote to keep Lincoln's designation comes weeks before the school district is planned to put up the property for sale. Opposition to the designation say it would limit the options for potential buyers. And summer may be in full swing, but one La Crosse elementary school kicked off its first day of school yesterday morning. Northside Elementary is on a year-round schedule, which is why they're starting now. While some kids might have been sad about their summer ending, it was all smiles at Northside as students were greeted by faculty. One third grader knows exactly why she's excited for the school year.
Because I like to meet new friends and meet new teachers.
The day of first, even in the office, Sarah Bradel just had her first day as Northside's principal. 100 motorcycles from across the state made it to the American Legion in West Salem. The American Legion riders are going across Wisconsin and stopping at Legion Post to raise money for the Camp American Legion in Lake Tomahawk. The Legion is also raising money to remodel the rec center to offer options that better suit veteran needs. The camp is a service veterans can use for free, and organizers say all the donations help make those camp experiences even more memorable.
Some veterans who maybe don't have a lot of money can bring their family up and spend a week, and they can take advantage of all the amenities that are at camp. So this ride and the money being raised for the rec center and other programs or anything that they want to do up at camp is just amazing, and the support that we've received so far has been wonderful.
The event offered food and live music. Well, still ahead on your morning news, we'll explain how Ford is lowering prices on their electric pickup truck. And to help you celebrate Plastic-Free July, we'll share some easy ways for you to cut out single-use plastics. That and more is coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A raccoon is in quite the predicament, and it got some assistance from a couple of police officers in Ohio this week. The two Plainsville officers spotted the masked bandit early Thursday morning struggling with a mayonnaise jar stuck on its head. They were able to help the little guy out, removing the jar. As the police department stated in its Facebook post, you never know what you'll see on the night shift. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Got a few high-level cirrus clouds moving in across the Coulee region from the west, as you can see in our satellite picture. Current temperatures are into the 50s, 55 in La Crosse now, 52 Winona, 52 as well in Eau Claire, and Viroqua, you're currently at 54 degrees. So overall, your dog walking conditions this morning, lots of sunshine, mostly sunny as we head into your afternoon. This evening, skies continue to remain on the clear side of things. Let's talk about your zone forecast here for today. We're going to be looking at highs reaching the low 80s come this afternoon. Berry Mills, you're looking at 84 though, so a little bit warmer here for you. West Salem at 80 degrees today. Middle Ridge, however, up towards 78 degrees here for you. 79 down there near Steuben. Well, actually 80 degrees here for you. 77 Lynxville, 79 Lansing, and high of 79 in Stoddard today. Upper 70s, low 80s across our central zones today with that high of 79 today in Blair, 80 today if you're in Trempealeau. And across our northern zones here in the Chippewa Valley, we're looking at those highs today in the upper 70s the further north you are, but the low 80s closer towards the Eau Claire area this afternoon with that high of 81 expected here for you under a mix of clouds and sunshine. Now stay tuned. I'll have a check on your full weather forecast coming up again.
In your consumer news this morning, Ford Motors has cut the price of its electric pickup truck, the F-150 Lightning, by up to $10,000. The move comes as major automakers are competing for the attention of electric vehicle shoppers. Ford says it was able to drop prices because access to raw materials for the truck's battery is improving and that it has upgraded its suburban Detroit factory, where the truck is manufactured. Consumers can expect to see these prices reductions in October. And according to Ford, the models are eligible for a tax credit up to $7,500. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is spearheading a new online marketplace called Empower Global, which specifically features Black-owned businesses. Combs told the AP he wants to create a Black Wall Street through the e-commerce platform, which recently launched. Combs said he's not looking to benefit financially from Empower Global, which lets people buy products exclusively created and sold by Black entrepreneurs. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders visited the White House yesterday to meet with President Biden and labor organizers to discuss ways to increase membership in unions. The meeting took place as entertainment unions representing actors and writers have shut down film and TV production, and UPS drivers could also walk off the job. Plastic pollution is harmful everywhere, from local roadways to the world's oceans. But changing our habits as consumers can make a difference. Christian Benavides shows us how to be a part of the solution this Plastic-Free July.
At Verde Market in South Florida, it's BYOC. Bring your own container.
The idea is that you can refill and reuse as many times as possible.
Pamela Barrera is co-owner of this plastic-free refillery. Started with her business partner after realizing just how much plastic they were wasting.
We were saying to ourselves, what are we going to do with all this? Are we going to throw it away? Why don't we just reuse them, refill them?
According to the 2023 Plastic Waste Makers Index, there is more single-use plastic waste than ever before, with an additional 6 million metric tons generated in 2021 compared to 2019.
We all want to live in a clean environment.
Rebecca Prince Ruiz is the founder of Plastic-Free July. It began in 2011 with just 40 people going plastic-free for a month. It's now a worldwide initiative.
Last year, 140 million people from 190 countries around the world took part, And together we avoided 2.6 billion kilos of waste.
The plastic problem can seem overwhelming, but there are small steps we can all take to reduce our use each day.
That can include skipping the straw or bringing your own shopping bags, cups, or water bottles.
It's not a few people being perfect, it's lots of people making small changes.
Those small changes can transform habits one at a time this July and after.
As mentioned, bring your own water bottle. If you want to make a change, advocates recommend you carry a reusable bag everywhere, incorporate reusable cutlery, and join a cleanup effort in your community. Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast. Derek, please tell me you participate in Plastic-Free July.
How could I not, though, right? I mean, you know, I'm a meteorologist, and it's just like I feel like I have to be for the environment. I don't want to be against it and just pollute everything.
Yeah, I think the important thing is trying your best. Sometimes we get too overwhelmed about wanting to do everything.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And by the way, in case you viewers haven't noticed, Dua's water bottle is the brightest water bottle I have ever seen in my life.
My phone case matches my water bottle too.
No, it really does.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's just all the matching colors that you would expect. All right, so we are looking at some pretty clear skies right now from City Cam 8, although there are some clouds beginning to move in from the west. Temperatures are currently at 55. Wind speeds are looking nice and calm here. Meanwhile, in Eau Claire, 52 degrees is your temperature. Winds out of the southwest at around 5 miles an hour. Our current temperature readings are currently into the 50s. 55 degrees currently in Viroqua. The temperature in Winona is currently at 52 degrees, and we're seeing the 40s here across portions of our eastern zone, such as Jackson County and also into Monroe County and areas like Sparta, Black River Falls. Temperatures are down into the 50s, however, further south. Let's check on your planner here. Overall, lots of sunshine, 75 degrees, mostly sunny at noon, and then we're up to 84 degrees with sunshine by 4 o'clock. Clear skies are into the forecast this evening with temperatures at around 76 degrees. And our forecast highs today are expected to reach the low 80s this afternoon. Now, there are still a handful of locations that will struggle to reach 80 degrees here today, but overall, a picture-perfect day to go walk about here today, as we're only expecting just a few clouds here this morning, as you can see right now. We're under this area of high pressure. You can see that clockwise wind flow in some of those wind arrows, showing where that high pressure is centered. And most of the storms here will be mainly focused to our south. You may see them here right up along that high here, just off the northern side there of your screen. And we'll probably see some of these may clip portions of the Chippewa Valley, but rain chances are looking very low. I am watching this batch of showers and thunderstorms that could develop to our west. However, if they hold together tonight, they could make their way east into the Coulee region overnight, but very, very light showers are expected with those as they move through. Now, I am watching our next system develop back towards the west. Showers and thunderstorms ahead of this trough of low pressure associated with a cold front could give us some good chances of showers and storms as we head into Wednesday afternoon, and also as we take you into Wednesday evening, watching for some more showers and thunderstorms that could develop toward the west and also back towards the north as the system begins to pull through. So something we'll be watching out for here as we head into the day on Wednesday and also into Wednesday evening as well. Other than that, your 8-day forecast looks like this, with just a mix of clouds and sun really throughout much of this week, with highs into the 80s and lows into the 60s. Slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm possible again this weekend, but more so I'm thinking on Sunday rather than Saturday, and turning pretty hot as we head into the early part of next week. Highs are going to climb into the upper 80s, even the low 90s possible on Tuesday. Stay with us though. We're back with much more news and weather. That's still to come on News 8 Now this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with a look what happened on this day in history for July 18th. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Blitz. We've reached the back half of July and it's starting to feel a lot like football. It certainly looked that way yesterday afternoon at Central High. The Riverhawks got 2 Sundays in June to hit the gridiron. Now the Central boys are busy getting back in shape this week before their official training camp kicks off early next month. The Central High football field was jam-packed on Monday with about 100 hungry athletes looking to make a statement in their 3rd coaches contact session of the offseason. The Riverhawks will be on the field the next 2 days as well, as they wrap up their 5 allotted practices before training camp begins in August. Now, the Riverhawks did lose some important pieces from last season, but head coach Mitch Olson says he's excited about the growth his younger players have shown over the past few months. And these summer sessions are a great chance for those guys to build habits that can lead to success on Friday nights.
It's a grind, and you just have to have the kids buy in and be committed to the hard work. And our group has done a good job of that. It's exciting getting this work in right now just because we can feel how close it is, and everybody's ramped up, and it's intense, and it's a lot of fun.
The Riverhawks will be back at it today and tomorrow. Training camp officially kicks off August 1st. Central opens up the season August 17th at home against Eau Claire North. Local teenage bodybuilder Fiona Daniels continues to shine bright, and now you can add another first-place finish to an already incredible resume. Daniels is the first teenager in the country with Down syndrome to earn a pro card in bodybuilding. She earned a first-place trophy in teen bodybuilding this year, and Daniels did it again, this time in Eau Claire earlier this month at the Wisconsin Warrior Natural Bodybuilding Classic. Daniels placed first in standing adaptive division. She also placed third in the angel competition. So a big congrats goes out to Fiona on another awesome achievement. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
A Dutch technologist says millions of emails intended for Pentagon employees instead went to accounts in Mali over the last decade. The reason? A simple typo. The technologist says his company was contracted to manage the West African nation's domain, and he has seen millions of Pentagon emails since 2013. The Defense Department is aware of the issue and says it has implemented safeguards to prevent email from its servers going to Mali. An Air National Guardsman accused of leaking highly classified military documents has asked a judge to be let out of jail as he awaits trial. 21-year-old Jack Texiera has been in custody since his arrest in April while he awaits trial. His lawyers argued that he is charged with the same federal counts as former President Trump, yet Trump's release has not been opposed by prosecutors. The Air National Guardsman has pleaded not guilty to several federal charges, including willful retention and transmission of classified information related to national defense. Well, after several months out at sea, families of sailors gathered in Norfolk to greet them with lots of hugs and tears to make up for lost time.
After several months at sea, families of sailors gathered in Norfolk to greet them with lots of hugs and tears to make up for lost time. According to newlywed Emily Connor and mom Susie, the life of a sailor's loved one can be described with one word.
Roller coaster. We're getting so excited to hear from him, and then we don't hear from him for a long time, so we get a little worried.
But a homecoming can make it all worth it, according to mom Juliana, who was present with her 2-year-old daughter Alora to greet her husband Barry.
I'm really happy. It feels like forever. I think them pulling in felt longer than the deployment.
New mom Alexa Engstrom says she couldn't wait to see her husband hold their 5-month-old bundle of joy Blakely for the first time.
We've been waiting for this for so long. We've counted down, we're daydreaming. We're making plans for all the things to accomplish on the bucket list, and we're making sure we're sporting him in style. So go Navy!
Engstrom says going through the pregnancy and labor without husband Nick was difficult, but she made sure he didn't miss it all.
My nurses taped the phone to the bed so that I could be in communication with Engstrom the entire time throughout.
Even though Nick has been away for 7 months, Alexa says he always feels close by.
She looks just like him, so how amazing is it that even though I don't get to physically be with him, I got a mini him running around with me each and every day to tackle this journey together.
Along with a few other family members, Alexa and Blakely were some of the first to greet some of the sailors to get off the ship first. Among them, new dad Nick.
It's a new adventure, and it's been a long time, so it feels good to finally be home.
What's it like holding the baby for the first time?
Oh, it is amazing. It's a beautiful experience.
To any veterans that recently returned to the area, welcome home. Well, Governor Tony Evers visited a daycare center in Montello northeast of the Dells. The governor called on lawmakers to find ways to fund the pandemic-era Child Care Counts program that gives providers money to help keep their doors open. Evers had proposed making the program permanent, but that plan was removed during the state's budget process. If lawmakers don't take some kind of action, the governor warned it could be a, quote, major calamity.
Our economy is doing so well here in the state of Wisconsin, and if we don't find ways to have parents to make sure their kids are safe and they're getting the attention they need, it will impact our economy. There's no question about it.
The governor says he hasn't decided whether to call a special session to address child care issues yet, but past special sessions have gone nowhere, with Republican leaders gaveling into and out of the sessions without debate. Students with special needs remain the most targeted for seclusion and restraint in Wisconsin schools. That's according to new data out from the State Department of Public Instruction. 2021-2022 is just the third school year for which the state has collected this data, with almost a total of almost 7,000 instances of restraint used in Wisconsin schools. 2 students with special needs at Oregon High School were restrained a total of 82 times in 1 year. DPI consultants say that kind of figure means restraining actions becoming a troubling default rather than a last.
If a student with an IEP is secluded or restrained twice in the same school year, the IEP team for that individual student is required to meet and consider ways to better address that student's needs.
The vast majority of students secluded or restrained have special needs, and in nearly every case, students are experiencing it multiple times a year. Iowa's new abortion law is now on hold. A Polk County judge ruled yesterday afternoon to temporarily block what's known as the fetal heartbeat law. Governor Reynolds signed the law Friday. It bans almost all abortions once a fetal heartbeat is detected, which usually happens around 6 weeks of pregnancy. Attorneys for Planned Parenthood were able to provide there would be irreparable harm while the court battle is ongoing. That's why Polk County Judge Joseph Seidlin ruled the law needs to be put on hold until it's settled once again by the Supreme Court. And we are just 1 week away from the start of RAGBRAI. Right now, cities across Iowa are making final preparations before the big bike ride. That includes repairing and patching up the roadways. But as Ethan Humble reports, a recent motorcycle incident in Ames may prove there is still work that needs to be done.
One Ames man's motorcycle accident on this very road is raising concerns about road conditions just before the renowned RAGBRAI race rolls into town.
Zach Koster's motorcycle ride was cut short Wednesday as he rode along 20th Street past Burnett Avenue in Ames.
And I did not see that the road patch was there, and my back tires slipped.
That's when he slid across the gravel, breaking his collarbone and bruising several body parts. But Koster says roadway issues may spread to other parts of the city too.
I drive around Ames all the time Ubering, and I do know that the roads are not in the greatest condition or what they could be.
The road conditions are increasingly important as RAGBRAI will arrive in Ames on Tuesday, July 25th. Ames Public Works has been planning for the race since the route was released to them in the spring.
Well, we do our best to have roadways in the right shape for all transportation modes, bicycles, pedestrians, vehicles. When you get 50,000 bicycles, it's a little bit different.
And that prep has taken twists and turns as the date has come closer.
Roadways are constantly changing. They evolve with weather, with vehicles that travel over them. So what we saw in April might be a little bit different now in July.
But Koster says the main roads in Ames aren't his primary concern.
I think they're doing a pretty good job for the most part, at least on the main roads, but I'm more concerned about the back roads that people live on.
Clausen encourages the public to report issues through their Ames On The Go app or by sending the city an email.
If people see something, just let us know, and we'll go out and take a look at it, and we'll respond, whatever method's appropriate.
Koster.
RAGBRAI is a 500-mile bike race across Iowa that starts in Sioux City on July 22nd and ends in Davenport on the 29th. And now here's Derek to tell us what to expect for our morning commute.
All right, thanks for that, Dua. We are looking at mainly clear skies here for this morning. A few clouds moving in from the west, but other than that, current temperatures are in the 50s as you head out the door. 55 in La Crosse now. It's 52 if you're in Eau Claire. We're in the 40s in Sparta. You're currently at 43. Oakfield 46. Black River Falls also into the 40s, still at 48. And Decorah down at 54. So let's take a look now at your forecast overall today. It'll be 84 degrees, a few passing clouds, but overall seasonable conditions with those temperatures here today. A little bit warmer than what we just had yesterday with light and variable winds. Now for tonight, temperatures dropping to 60, partly cloudy skies and still slightly on the cool side for this time of the year tonight. Light and variable winds persist. Let's talk about your mowing forecast conditions today. Absolutely gorgeous, 61 degrees to start. Picture perfect conditions at noon today to go ahead and mow the lawn. If you don't want to wait, if you don't want to experience the warmer temperatures, that is, it's probably best to go ahead and do it early before temperatures warm up into the low 80s, but still not too bad even as we head into the later afternoon hours here today. Lots of sunshine at 5 with a temperature of 81 degrees by that point. Now stay tuned. I'll have a final check on your full weather forecast coming up after the break. We'll be right back. Beautiful start here from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. As you can see there behind me, we're seeing some of those high-level clouds here, the cirrus clouds that is, but other than that, it's looking good. 55 degrees with wind speeds looking nice and calm. 4.97 feet is our current river stage here along the Mississippi River, and it continues to fall. Meanwhile, to the north in Eau Claire, you're currently experiencing 52 degrees as far as your temperature goes. Lots of clear skies there. Southwest winds light at 5 miles an hour. Current temperatures stand across the rest of the area this morning, mainly in the 50s. We're seeing 43, however, in Sparta, 55, though, in Viroqua. And good morning to your Winona. You're currently at 54 degrees here this morning. Check now on your planner. Lots of sunshine here to start this morning with temperatures at 59, warming up to 75 degrees. Very comfortable at noon today under mostly sunny skies. And then we're back seeing completely sunny conditions here, it looks like, throughout the day today, with temperatures into the 80s in some spots. In fact, some locations may reach their high temperature today of roughly 80 degrees here or so. Other than that, a handful of locations today struggling to reach the 80s, but just a picture-perfect day to go out and about here, enjoy some outdoor activities, that's for sure. Just a few clouds moving in across the Coulee region right now, but other than that, we are looking mainly quiet and overall pretty dry thanks to this high-pressure system, and you can see the clockwise wind flow here associated with the system. That's helping to keep the shower and cloud cover mainly away from us here to the south, and we're also watching this broad high-pressure system that's going to continue to remain in place throughout the day today to help keep us mainly dry and quiet. And you can see some of those showers and storms riding up along the northern extent of that high pressure system that again is positioned over us here throughout the day to keep our weather pattern dry. But there is some showers and thunderstorms that could develop towards the west, though, as we head into tonight, and that could affect portions of our western communities here overnight and also portions of the Coulee region here as well, too, as we head into early tomorrow morning. So something that we'll be keeping our eyes on here for you, but I really don't think it's going to be a huge deal. They look to weaken here according to the models as those showers and storms roll through. Now, as we head into the day tomorrow, I'm watching another chance of showers and thunderstorms back towards the west. If those hold together, they could give us some showers and storms to work with for the rest of us by tomorrow afternoon. And then once again, as we head into the evening, out ahead of a trough of low pressure that I'm watching here, which looks to move into the area with an associated cold front boundary as we head into tomorrow night. Now, as we head into your 8-day forecast, you can see that we do have those rain chances in place here for Wednesday. But other than that, just looking at mixed clouds and sunshine with temperatures into the 80s, lows into the 60s. Our next best chance of rain comes after Wednesday, more so this weekend on Sunday. But other than that, conditions look to remain dry and quiet.
In our Morning Buzz report, we have another performer having something thrown at them. But this object was a person. Bryan Adams was leading into his iconic song Summer of '69 when one huge fan went on stage to sing alongside the famous singer. Moments after the fan got on stage, security kicked him off and Adams kept going with the song, not missing a beat. The famous singer took the whole ordeal in good humor by posting on his Instagram, "Sometimes you just gotta laugh."
I was really in control with making this album. I co-wrote everything on this album. I started it because I really felt something. It's just such a personal, genuine record for me.
Pop star Rita Ora calls her newly released album, You and I, a personal letter to her fans. The 12-track album is her first single first since 2018. She says it's a mix of dance tracks and personal stories of reflection, including self-doubt.
Oh, Mary. I had you guys stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
You know, he used to be a student, right? Yeah, that's why he knows how to inflict maximum pain on us.
Paul Giamatti plays a disliked boarding school teacher who surprisingly bonds with one of his students while stuck in school over winter break. Dominic Sessa and Davine Joy Randolph also star in the film. The Holdovers opens in select theaters October 27th and will be released nationwide on November 10th. Albums on that list are Midnights at number 5, Lover at number 7, and Folklore at number 10. Derek, did you do your homework? Did you listen to Taylor Swift?
No, I did not. I hope you're not that disappointed in me. But.
Yes, you failed. You didn't do your homework.
Oh, okay. So I get a big fat F? Is that
big
what
fat F, failing grade.
Oh,
yeah. Well, you have to get caught up on the material, you know.
But I feel like I get caught up in the material in our entertainment news with Taylor Swift.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Fine.
You got to do the background knowledge. I want a 10-page essay.
A 10-page essay?
10-page essay. Yes, absolutely.
Really?
The School of Taylor Swift.
Oh, I thought this was News 8.
No. We're renaming it.
Oh, okay. So we're naming this Taylor Swift News 8.
Sure.
Okay,
we'll work on the name. Well, it's time for today's Look Who's 8.
We do have one birthday to talk about today, and this is to Darwin. He is turning 80 today. He loves to garden and watch polka music shows. Happy birthday, Darwin.
Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. On your Morning News Now, Jorge Campan and his son Kavi told a La Crosse County judge today their neighbor harassed and threw a rock at Kavi's brother. The neighbor's attorney said the two men ruptured his client's stomach to the point of needing surgery to remove some of his intestines. 16-year-old Kavi Campan was charged earlier this month for stealing a car and cat and driving the car into the river. Both men are currently being held on a $10,000 cash bond. Governor Tony Evers visited a daycare center in Montello, northeast of the Dells. The governor called on lawmakers to find ways to fund the pandemic-era Child Care Counts program that gives providers money to help keep their doors open. Evers had proposed making the program permanent, but that plan was removed during the state's budget process. If lawmakers don't take some kind of action, the governor warned it could be a, quote, major calamity.
Our economy is doing so well here in the state of Wisconsin, and if we don't find ways to have parents to make sure their kids are safe and they're getting the attention they need, it will impact our economy. There's no question about it.
The governor says he hasn't decided whether to call a special session to address child care issues yet, but past special sessions have gone nowhere, with Republican leaders gaveling into and out of the sessions without debate. Students with special needs remain the most targeted for seclusion and restraint in Wisconsin schools. That's according to new data from the State Department of Public Instruction. 2021-2022 is just the third school year for which the state has collected this data, with a total of almost 7,000 instances of restraint used in Wisconsin schools. 2 students with special needs at Oregon High School were restrained a total of 82 times in 1 year. DPI consultants say that kind of figure means restraining actions are becoming a troubling default rather than a last resort.
If a student with an IEP is secluded or restrained twice in the same school year, the IEP team for that individual student is required to meet and consider ways to better address that student's needs.
The vast majority of students secluded or restrained have special needs, and in nearly every case, students are experiencing it multiple times a year. La Crosse's Lincoln Middle School will keep its historic designation after an appeal from the school district. The La Crosse Common Council unanimously voted to support the Historic Preservation Commission's designation of the school. The school district announced in January it was closing the school. The Washburn Neighborhood Association nominated the school building for historic preservation in May. The vote to keep Lincoln's designation comes weeks before the school district is planned to put up the property for sale. Opposition to the designation say it would limit the options for potential buyers. And summer may be in full swing, but one La Crosse elementary school kicked off its first day of school yesterday morning. Northside Elementary is on a year-round schedule, which is why they're starting now. While some kids might have been sad about their summer ending, it was all smiles at Northside as students were greeted by faculty. It's a day of first even in the office. Sarah Bradle had just had her first day as Northside's principal.
As you head out the door this morning, temperatures are in the 50s, warming up into the 60s though by late morning. Then we're in the 70s here by 11 o'clock, followed by the low 80s this afternoon. All under mostly sunny skies, light west-southwest winds today. Check on your 8-day forecast showing that we will be looking at a chance of thunderstorms for tomorrow and tomorrow evening. Other than that, the rest of this week looking partly cloudy with highs into the 80s. Another slight chance of a shower storm possible on Sunday. Lows into the 60s. How about next week, though? We're going to warm up into those upper 80s to low 90s here, it looks like. I know it's not Dua's particularly favorite thing to see, but
no.
Is what is
no. Okay, so I'm looking forward to the 90, right? But what I'm not looking forward, what bothers me is like the temperature when we're getting into work, where it's like 65, and then it's like I'm freezing in the studio and I'm freezing while I'm getting into my car, so that's not what I'm looking forward to. But any fun plans?
Fun plans for this weekend?
Today.
Today?
Even today.
Yeah, even today. It's a little early to talk about this weekend, I guess, right? But yeah, not so much today.
We've got the weekend on our mind already.
I know. It's only Tuesday,
It's been a theme this entire morning show. Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now this morning. Remember to keep up with news of the day on News 8 Now noon show, and we'll see you back here later today.
News 8 Now noon show. We'll rename it that way.
We'll rename it. We're renaming a lot of things here.
See you later.
Bye.